Welcome back to Houston, Texas on TNT. This is Game 6. The Dallas Mavericks lead the series 3-2. Dallas trying to close out the Rockets. Some of the highlights in the first half.
Well, the energy of Mike James. He came in firing 5 of 8, 13 points. 24 points by their bench. Ryan Bowen gave him a nice lift, and then Tracy McGrady at the end of the half. This is a spectacular finish for the Rockets. Gave them a real high going in. Jason Terry did knock down a 3 to cut into that lead before halftime. But Kevin, you look at the numbers. The Rockets shooting at 53%. The only area they're getting beat in really is at the 3-point line. Points in the paint big, second chance points, points off turnovers. Now they have got to take that surge from the second quarter and come right out and bring it with the third quarter.
We had a 20-point swing in that second quarter at one point. Let's check in with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Mavericks felt like it could be worse. You know, that three-pointer by Terry before the end of the half was huge for them. They stopped attacking the basket late in the first half, and they think that cost them. They got into a half-court game. And that is Houston's game, obviously. And expect to see some of Darrell Armstrong in the second half. If Mike James gets going again, the Mavericks want an experienced guy coming in off the bench to try and cool him down, guys.
So that is our Dodge game summary. In that second quarter, Doug, the Houston Rockets outscored the Dallas Mavericks 34-19. And the Rockets 34 points. The highest scoring quarter of the series.
Yeah, their second highest scoring was the fourth quarter of Game 5 when they had 32. It's interesting. I thought this was going to be a defensive series. The Rockets actually have stayed in this series by playing very good offense. They're going to have to find a way tonight to get some defensive stops. And Kevin, Jeff Van Gundy is going back to his starting lineup. Bobby Sura, Scott Padgett on the floor, along with Tracy McGrady, David Wesley, and Yao Ming. Yao Ming attempted only 3 shots in that first half in 15 minutes. He has got to give them a big second half. It was Tracy McGrady in the first half with Mike James. They need Yao Ming's presence inside, or they will not win this game.
Starting the second half, Wesley, Sura, Padgett, Yao, and McGrady, the Houston 5. And T-Mac with the game-high 19. Dampier Nowitzki with Howard and Jason Terry and Michael Finley, the Dallas 5, to start the third quarter. Dirk Nowitzki guarded by McGrady. Rebound by Dampier, who looked to be shoving off of Yao.
Again, the only thing he's done in this series is get some offensive rebounds. That's actually 21 offensive rebounds now in the series, so he is giving his team some extra possessions.
Yao is down, Howard is open, and Josh Howard nails a 2. He's playing with 3 fouls, and that is a concern with Jeff Van Gundy on the Houston sideline.
Well, Bobby Sura has got to get himself going. He was flu-ridden, actually was in the hospital for Game 5, had IVs. Doesn't look to be himself tonight, but he's got to will himself to some success here. As we see Yao Ming in the paint. Kevin, he's got to get more touches down there. Dampier cannot guard him, nor can Nowitzki. He's got to demand the basketball.
Dallas has won 3 straight games in this series. There is a Padgett foul. After the Houston Rockets, Doug, won the first 2 games of the series on the road in Dallas at the American Airlines Center. Dallas has come back with a variety of stars, namely Jason Terry, to take this series 3-2 into this Game 6.
Well, Game 3, that 20-0 run to give it a 2-1 game, and then in Game 4, a 15-5 finish to even the series and get the home court back, and then the win in Game 5 to give them 1 game from moving on.
Missed by Howard, and Sura takes it the other way. Sura playing with the bad knee, bad back. In fact, he was in the hospital earlier this week before Game 5 because of the flu. This is Wesley for 2. Finley for 3. McGrady. Tracy McGrady. They're knocked away, and Dampier with some good Dallas defense. Sura, and there's Howard, and Sura tangled up.
Sura was just waiting. He thought Josh Howard got 2 shots in on Yao Ming in the first half. And actually, Bob Sura was back. It was a 1-on-4 fast break. There was no place for Josh Howard to go. And watch Surrey takes his foul. He's got 3 teammates back with him. This was a message foul right there. Like, okay, you know what? You had your shots at Yao Ming in the first half. I'm going to let you know that we're here and we're not going to go down without a fight. Bobby Sura, it got a lot of grit and toughness. You know what? He might not be himself, Kevin. You talked about all the injuries and about the IVs and the flu and stuff. This guy will compete. I think they're going to call it a flagrant foul. And or was it a technical? So because Nowitzki's technical, so Nowitzki's shooting the free throw.
Sura is sporting a little black eye from an earlier encounter in this series, as you see. And Nowitzki hits it. Both teams are 8 of 11 shooting free throws tonight. And Dallas will inbound the ball.
It's going to be some kind of finish. Can Houston find a way to get back to Dallas? Dallas would not like to see them anymore this season.
It's Nowitzki losing it and then reeling it back in. The shot clock is down to 5. Dampier and Finley for 3. Big time shot by Michael Finley. He's got 7.
How about this series? The Mavericks shooting the 3 48%.
And McCready for 3 at the other end, who matches the shot by Finley.
And they're shooting 43% from 3. Normally in the playoffs, those 3s stop not going in under pressure. Not in this series. Teams are shooting the ball so well from the perimeter.
Terry wheeling in. Howard tried to slam, and Dampier gets another offensive rebound, which you talked about the entire series.
Dribble penetration. Big men come over to help, and then there's no one on the backside to rebound the basketball.
Terry goes down, and Sura goes in. And Dampier grabs the ball. Dampier playing a better game tonight. 7 rebounds. Terry, Dampier, and Finley.
See, I still think they got to throw the ball inside to Yao Ming. They've got to give him some touches.
That's a 3-point miss by Nowitzki. It's a rebound by Yao, who gets only his 2nd rebound tonight.
I tell you, if I'm him right now, I'm demanding the basketball. I want the ball in the lane. I want to catch. I want to finish.
McCready to Yao. Defended well by Dampier and Nowitzki.
Looks like he's very tired already here. This is a very fast pace. Yao Ming looks like he's tired coming out of this 3rd quarter.
Finley gets away from Wesley. He's a pretty good perimeter defender. That's a nice move by Finley, who now has 9. And Dallas closes to within 2. And there's a steal. Terry to the trailing Nowitzki into Paget, and down it goes, and we are tied just like that.
Well, Bobby Sura was going to get a timeout. Jeff Van Gundy said, I want a timeout, and Jason Terry pressured him and turned the ball over. They've got to get it across here. They're going to get a violation.
And they get it by 1 second. Let's go to the 8-second violation. So 17 seconds in the shot clock. Dallas has a 6-0 run, and they've come back to tie.
Well, Dallas has come roaring out. I think that big 3 that David Aldridge talked about, that Jason Terry had kept them afloat, and they are right back in this game.
Mine's got a window.
Mine too.
Business travelers, we got you something. Southwest has new leather seats and roomier cabins for more comfortable flights.
I love leather.
You're now free to move about the country.
Here we go.
Hey, you guys need a tow?
Sure.
Best friends, you're there when I need you. Best friends, you know I'm there for you.
Dodge Ram. It's everything you've ever dreamed of.
Huh.
In one powerful truck.
Man, that was sweet. For you. You can ride in the truck next time.
Moms, they have so much to deal with. That's why they really deserve an extra cool Mother's Day gift from Radio Shack. Mom will be the talk of the block with this new Sprint PCS Vision Picture Phone PM8200 by Sanyo. Buy one for just $59.99 and get one free with 2-year agreements. No wonder Radio Shack sells more wireless phones than any other consumer electronics retailer. Yes, for all Mom has to put up with, she's worthy of the best this year. From Radio Shack, we make it easy.
How's your salad?
You?
You?
You? Not.
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 So we got and you got
Try Wendy's new Mediterranean chicken salad, a bold blend of herb-seasoned chicken, crumbled feta, and grape tomatoes made fresh throughout the day. For a salad that's anything but come to Wendy's. It's better here.
The 2005 NBA Playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by Rocky Mountain Refreshing Coors Light. Taste the cold. And by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
We've had 9 ties and 5 lead changes in this game.
You can see Yao Ming is so concerned about fouling. He pulls away at the last minute here to stay out of foul trouble. And it's what happens now. You got the chain reaction. Guys going to the boards. Eric Dampier gets his 4th offensive rebound. Tonight he has more offensive rebounds in this series than defense. And Yao Ming right now has 6 points. Eric Dampier has 6. If Dampier plays him even, the Rockets have no chance to win this game. This is what dribble penetration does. They shoot almost 30 free throws, open threes. It leads to help defense, 49% from the 3. He's got 22 offensive rebounds, and you get Yao in foul trouble. He has 26 fouls. So it's like a chain reaction when you let guys get in the lane. But Yao Ming cannot allow Dampier to play him even, or the Rockets will go home today.
Dampier right now with 6 and 7 rebounds, and the Rockets are shooting 49%. And that's a good-looking 3-point shot put in by Paget.
The starters have to help the Rockets today. Sura has struggled, Paget has struggled, Wesley, it's been the bench, but this team has to help their bench.
That's a Finley 2, a rebound by Bob Sura. Dallas is shooting 46%. Foul. It's on Josh Howard. Oh, make it Dirk Nowitzki. Nowitzki picks up his 2nd.
It's so noisy in here that Tracy McGrady could not hear his teammates yelling that Nowitzki was coming in from behind. Kevin, the starters, what I was talking about, have got to play well here. Jeff Van Gundy does not want to go to his bench this quickly.
That was a 3-point miss by Tracy McGrady. Rebound by Yao Ming.
Let Yao Ming get a touchdown on the post, get him on the move. He's got to catch the ball and be a threat.
Here's McGrady into Dampier. Rebound by Dirk Nowitzki. And Dirk has collected 9 rebounds with his 14 points and slashes inside with the foul. McGrady and Yao were there defending. And the foul goes on Tracy McGrady.
Well, you heard Charles and Kenny talking at halftime about Dirk Nowitzki falling in love with his jumper and shooting it too much. Well, now he's starting to attack that basket. This will be his 8th and 9th free throws of the game. He shot 50 going into today's game, so that's been a big part of what he's doing in the first half. Sort of floating out on that floor, shooting the jumper, now starting to get himself in that paint.
And you can see the playoff free throw leaders, and Dirk is right there, and Paul Pierce of Boston on top in that category. In these playoffs, Doug, he's scoring 3 less points, shooting 8% less from the floor, and averaging 3 less rebounds a game.
Well, I thought last game was the first game where he had a total game. He's had some games where he scored, but he had 13 rebounds and 4 steals in game 5. So he helped his team in a lot of other areas rather than just points.
Good catch by Sura and a wild pass by Paget. Each team is led by 10. McGrady. Jason Terry's got 7 points. He has been one of the stars of this series. Dampier screen. Terry to Finley. Shot clock is down to 4. Dampier over Yao.
Eric Dampier off the glass. 8 points in this game. By far his best offensive effort.
Looks like that little
Avery Johnson
session that you were talking about earlier in the broadcast with the coach paid off.
Yeah, Avery Johnson said he did not deserve a day off yesterday. He came in and worked out with the head coach. The other guys are rested.
Paget against Nowitzki. Yao was setting the screen. There's a Dampier screen. Howard to the rack, and a great play by Josh Howard.
He went away from the screen As the Rockets jumped to try to trap him, he went away from the screen, and then there was no help there. So a nice read by Josh Howard.
Rockets have hit 4-3.
There you go. Get him in the post. Throw him the ball. Let him go to work. You got to keep him involved. You can't let him go 5-6 minutes at a time without catching the ball on the offensive end. It's discouraging, but he's got to want it. Got to tell his teammates, throw me the ball.
He's only taken 6 shots.
And he's got to take 15 or 16.
Dallas is at 5 threes tonight. 5 of 10. It's Dirk Nowitzki for 2. Rockets are +3 in rebounding tonight.
Go back to Yao Ming once again. Let him get deep post position and throw him the ball.
McGrady against Howard. And the foul, number 4 on Josh Howard.
When he catches it in here, there's no way anybody can defend this. He's too big. Right over the top. He's got the soft shooting touch. Kevin, the thing that worries me right now about Tracy McGrady is he's spending so much energy right now to keep his team in the game. Come fourth quarter, how much is he going to have in the tank? This is why he's got to use Yao Ming during these stretches to help him so he can have that kind of energy to be the closer today.
And that's the biggest difference with these two teams. Dallas has got the extended bench, and really the two main features are McGrady and Yao of the Houston Rockets. Check out NBA TV for highlights, breaking news, press conferences, and behind-the-scenes action during the entire postseason. NBA TV, your home for complete playoff coverage.
And I know what Tracy McGrady's got on his mind. You know, we're going to go down today. I'm going to go down shooting. But he's got to make sure he allows Yao Ming to help him so that he once again can put the finishing touches on the game like he did the first 2 games.
Stackhouse is in for the first time in the second half. And works here against David Wesley. Stackhouse hit the first 6 shots. He has now missed 4 straight. McGrady. Rebound by Stackhouse. A 3 by Finley is short and picked up by Finley. And they'll reset the offense.
Long shots mean long rebounds. All 5 guys have to go to the board. You cannot leak out early.
Terry's got 7. Sur is on him. Into Dampier, picked up by Terry on the fumbled pass. Nowitzki for 3. Rebound by Yao Ming. He's got 5.
Rockets were lucky on that possession. They gave him 3 point-blank shots.
Paget for 3. Dampier clutches on to his 8th rebound with 8 points.
Well, Dirk Nowitzki struggling a little bit again tonight from the floor. 4 of 14, 9 of 22 in Game 5.
Dallas has missed 5 straight. Dampier, there's a 3-second violation.
That's because Dampier didn't shoot the ball. When on the penetration, he had an open shot, so Dirk Nowitzki was waiting for the offensive rebound. You saw Dampier say, I should have shot the ball. You're shooting the ball well tonight. You've made all 4 shots. Go up and take that shot.
They want to take out McGrady and put in Barry, but they were too late on the substitution, Doug, I think. Yep, McGrady's got to stay in the game when they wanted to bring him out.
I'm sure he's trying to get him 3 minutes here because you've got a 5-point lead. You're playing with a cushion, so you give him a little time to rest going into that 4th quarter.
McGrady with the drive on Dampier and into Yao. There have been so many, and I think you alluded to this earlier, but so many passes by McGrady to teammates that they just have not been able to handle.
And what happens is, you know, Tracy says, you know, you're fumbling my passes, and I might as well go ahead and shoot it. You see the frustration here on his face. 3 or 4 times he's penetrated. His teammates have dropped passes. He's got to stay with them, though, and continue to trust them.
I'm Chris Alexander.
I'm Joe Lay.
I'm Lisa Adelsberger.
And I'm proud to work at Anheuser-Busch.
The only major American brewery that's still American-owned.
Because when profits stay in the U.S.,
so does your money.
And because all of us believe
that the greatest country in the world deserves the best beer in the world.
Why do the employees of Anheuser-Busch work so hard to make the world's finest beer?
Because I am an owner.
I'm an owner.
I'm an owner.
This is America's beer. This is Anheuser-Busch.
Oh. The all-new Dodge Dakota.
Nice, yeah.
With affordable V8 power.
This is gonna look great in our bedroom. You are such an
And the most overall interior room.
wonderful man.
The best place to watch your favorite college teams? Sports Pack, only from DirecTV. Over 25 specialty and regional sports networks no true sports fan should be without. Sports Pack from DirecTV, just $12 or less per month. Order now at DirecTV.com or call 1-800-DirecTV.
Who decides what the next big thing in TV is? Who judges which innovations bring TV to the next level? The answer is easy. You do. DirecTV never stops looking for ways to bring you the best TV possible. Maybe that's why we've been ranked #1 in customer satisfaction 3 years running. Putting our customers first. Just another example of how DirecTV is rethinking the way television should be.
With the Houston Rockets leading by 5, late third quarter, time for the Around the Gatorade Cooler Report with our David Aldridge. DA?
Guys, we got 3 NBA champions sitting here. Clyde Drexler sitting next to Elvin Hayes. And Clyde, obviously you won a championship with the Rockets here. The emotions of trying to avoid being closed out. What do you think they're going through over there?
They're going through a whole lot. Every possession counts. It's up to them what determines the fate of this game. It's in their building. They have the momentum. They got to close out the Mavericks, take it to Game 7, and it's anybody's ball game.
What do you think McGrady's going through? He has to guard Nowitzki, guard Finley, and also score 30.
And he's doing a great job of it.
Clyde, you're on the Legends Tour, the Destination Finals Tour with Elvin Hayes and Moses Malone. Tell us how that's going.
Destination Finals. It's the culmination of the NBA playoffs. It doesn't get any better because we get to go around the country, interact with our great fans, and talk about the game of basketball. Let me tell you something. The playoffs are where legends are born.
Elvin, you're an old bullet. What do you think of the Wizards doing right now?
Well, I'm really proud of them. I watched them the other night, and they gave away a 22-point lead and came back, and won it in the last few seconds. And so they are playing really great. I'm glad basketball playoffs have come back to Washington.
All right, thanks very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the game. Back to Kevin.
All right, 2.5 to play in this third quarter. A third personal foul was just put on Dampier. Bowen is in and into Yao, and held by Dampier. But also Jason Terry was leaning in, and they give it to Dampier, who's now got 4.
Kevin, we had a great scene after Tracy McGrady had thrown the ball to Yao Ming and he had dropped the pass. Watch Tracy over here just putting his arms around him and just encouraging him how much he's going to need him at the end of this game to help him close it out. That's leadership. When you have a young guy like that who goes over to his partner, you see tonight, again, Yao Ming has got to get it done in the fourth quarter to help Tracy to try to help get this game back to Game 7. It's an important 2.5 minutes here to try to finish this period with McGrady resting in a 5-point lead.
26 points by McGrady, leading all scorers. This is Yao. Rebound by Marquise Daniels. He's out there with Stackhouse, Finley, Terry, and Dirk Nowitzki. It's the Dallas 5. Yao, Bowen, Wesley, Surratt, and Berry for Houston. Sherry Stackhouse with a great move inside.
Once he gets that left shoulder inside you and he can drive with that right hand, he's so powerful. Loves to spin back and finish, as you saw in that play.
As Dallas gets their first field goal in 3.5 minutes, they're shooting 44%. Houston shooting 48%. And Surratt with 8 seconds on the shot clock watches a whistle blow down low away from the ball. And it's going to go on Yao for the 3rd time.
We've seen him commit this same foul 3 times in the playoffs in the same position on the floor. Watch what happens now. Watch his off arm as he gets it up right there. And the minute he gets that and sort of pushes away, that's going to be an automatic foul on the offensive end. You're not allowed to dislodge with your off arm.
Nowitzki did a good job trying to hold it down and then the catapult the other way.
And McGrady is back in. He only got about a 2-minute rest. Jeff Van Gundy knows how important to finish this quarter is.
Darrell Armstrong is in for the first time in the game. And he just coughed the ball up himself. He just, the dribble drive lost it. And the turnovers now 10 for Dallas, 12 for the Houston Rockets.
The bench is in, and this is where the Rockets thrived in the first half. John Barry played well. Mike James. Wesley's out there with Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady.
McGrady against Nowitzki. The alley-oop for Yao. Foul on Nowitzki.
Did you see how much softer that pass was, though? Instead of throwing it in the lane with speed on it, he floated it at the basket. Watch him. He gets hung in the air, and he's hanging, and at the last second, he sort of floats, and he said, I got to count on my 7'6" center who's being able to go up and get that. Now, free throws, Kevin. We talked about Game 5. Yao Ming missed 5 free throws in the fourth quarter. McGrady 3. They were 8 of 16. Jerry Stackhouse with a technical. So an opportunity here to step up and make 3 free throws to push this lead now up to 6.
So Wesley hits his. He's now 2 of 2. Yao is at the line, 2 of 4. And Doug, you bring up some interesting numbers in that fourth quarter free throw shooting by Yao and Tracy McGrady both.
Well, they were 20 of 30 the other night. They missed 10, but 8 of them were in the fourth quarter. And they lose a 1-possession game. That free throw shooting under pressure.
Pretty easy math.
And Yao Ming, normally an 80% free throw shooter, has now missed 3 here in the game today. He is 2 of 5. You know, it gets mental. It's like missing short putts in golf. You know, you start the first hole and you miss a short putt, and you don't want any of those putts the rest of the day. It haunts you.
It's a bad time for him to be in a funk. Armstrong, Stackhouse picked up by Wesley. Daniels with the screen. Stackhouse around Yao. What a play! Wipe it away. Travel by Stackhouse.
Jerry's
almost sensational.
Jerry's trying to do a little bit too much. He was so good in the first half, playing within the framework of what they're doing. He's so fired up here to help his team. He's playing a little bit too fast. And there's Darrell Armstrong. You heard David Aldridge say at halftime they wanted him to play against Mike James, and here we see that matchup.
Each team is led by 10. Finley into McGrady.
You know what?
Michael Finley has got 11 points in 29 minutes, but 7 of those have come in this third quarter. Yao. That's a rejection by Dirk Nowitzki, who continues to play well. And here comes Dallas, a difference of about 4 seconds, game clock to shot clock.
You saw Yao had no lift on that play. He caught the ball and could not jump. I don't know if that's fatigue or if he was just in an awkward position.
No fouls to give either way. Nowitzki. He is 4 of 14. Finley is 5 of 10. And now he betters that. And Michael Finley hits the 3. He's got 14. Dallas by 1. And Wesley into Nowitzki with the block shot. His second in a row. And Finley at the buzzer just grazes the iron. Dirk Nowitzki with a terrific end to the third quarter.
Momentum on the side of Dallas as once again they go into the fourth quarter. This is a poised, confident team. Remember, they were down 0-2. They had lost twice at home. They have the look of a winner right now in their eyes.
Joe, you're glad we got the Durango, right?
Of course.
And you liked all the money we saved when we bought it, right?
Got us a bigger boat.
And you like all the room and the ride?
Sure.
Oh, and how about the Hemi engine and the DVD player and the hands-free cell? Then why won't you use the navigation system?
I'm not lost.
Dodge Durango.
This is starting to look familiar.
It's a lot of great stuff for a great price.
My grandson wants to be an astronaut. So he has a telescope and is hooked up to his computer. Andromeda? We saw it. The rings of Saturn, the Cat's Eye Nebula. I didn't know it was there, but we saw it. We just type in the name of a star, and off we go, just like astronauts.
Start something cosmic. Start anything you like. Choose from a world of software and devices that run on Windows.
Nokia 9300. Starting this summer, pack everything, but still travel light.
Within the second heat of extra time, it's been a grueling match for both teams. Shad chases the ball. Ramos takes the throw. Oh, my!
The longer and harder you exercise, the more severe your hydration needs become, and that can cause you to fall apart. That's why there's new Gatorade Endurance Formula. This unique 5-electrolyte formula puts back more of what your body loses during your most punishing activities. New Gatorade Endurance Formula.
Hey, Angie. Going to the post office?
Post office?
Angie, post office.
3 seconds.
No matter how many packages you need to send, you don't have to go to the post office. Just log on to USPS.com. Pay postage, get insurance, print labels, and we'll pick them up for free.
Shh, I'm at the post office.
Just one more way the U.S. Postal Service is working for you.
From the fastest and strongest to the most capable and most powerful. Dodge Ram trucks. Matched by none, envied by all.
Come on, man, floor it!
With the Houston Rockets facing elimination, we start the fourth quarter. Dallas leads by 1. Rockets led by 5 late in the third. Doug, the fourth quarter has decided every game of this series so far.
And it's been the Rockets' offense. When they have shot the ball well, you've seen they average over 28.5 points a game, shot 64%, 77% from the line in the wins. And look at the losses. They have not been able to make shots. So going in, will their offense be good enough to finish? And look at Tracy McGrady in the 2 wins, 55% in the fourth quarter, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, and the 3 losses, 27%, 5 for 10. You got to throw fatigue out of the way right now. You've got to trick yourself. You got 12 minutes here to try to get to a game 7 where anything might happen.
Rockets led by 5 with 4.5 to play in the third. Dallas closes out the third quarter on a 7-1 run. Finley, Daniels, Stackhouse with it. Nowitzki's got it. Armstrong. That is the Dallas 5. McGrady is on Nowitzki and pokes it away with the shot clock at 8. Quickly to David Aldridge.
Guys, you mentioned Tracy McGrady. He talked about this yesterday, how he is tired in the fourth quarters of games. He does feel the fatigue, but he thinks if it's one possession or one play, that mentally he can overcome it and get through it.
Nowitzki over McGrady. Rebound by Mutombo out there with McGrady, James, Barry, and Wesley.
David, it's going to not be one play tonight. He's going to need 12 minutes here. He's got to play this whole fourth quarter and take this team with him.
Houston missed their last 5 shots of the third quarter. James for 3. Now they've missed 6 straight, and we're approaching a minute gone here in the fourth.
Mike James now 0 of 9 from the 3-point line in this series. Jerry Stackhouse misses the jumper.
Barry for 2.
The bench has been the energy for the Rockets today. Their starters have not played well. They're going to need Barry, Wesley, James, Tracy McGrady, give Yao Ming a little rest, come in from Mutombo. Those are going to have to be the closers today if the Rockets are going to win this game.
That was Houston's first field goal in over 6 minutes, dating back to the last stages of the third quarter. Marquise Daniels over Mutombo.
He's got that matchup because Mutombo's not going to go out on him. You know, Mutombo has to play a smaller player because McGrady is playing against Nowitzki. So that puts Mutombo on one of their wing players.
Each team is led by 10. Dallas led at the end of the first quarter by 8. Houston led at halftime by 7. Dallas takes a 1-point lead into this fourth, and they lead now by 1. McGrady with the defender falling. That is a 3, but McGrady was poked in the eye. Look at the hustle of John Barry.
And Mike James coming over to lift him up. These 2 guys are like the Energizer Bunny right now. They are not going to stop.
Tracy McGrady has put in a game-high 29 points, 16 by Nowitzki and Stackhouse leading Dallas.
Michael Finley very upset. He felt like that Dikembe Mutombo moved on that screen to free up Tracy McGrady for that jumper.
They bring Mutombo out guarding Daniels. Nowitzki, they snap it over to Finley for three. McGrady with the rebound. He's collected 6. Screen by Mutombo. Berry on the fly. Fouled. And Finley grabbed him in closet for the Dallas Mavericks.
Boy, you got to love what the Rockets bench is doing. Dallas' bench has been so good over the last 3 games with Jerry Stackhouse and Marquise Daniels. And the energy they have brought. Today, it's been the Rockets bench that has been terrific.
Berry at the line. And this is first trip tonight. It's a 3-point Houston lead. Pacers and Celtics game 7. And if necessary, Dallas-Houston game 7. Saturday on TNT.
Kevin, we kept that red hot rod that we've been showing in case game 7. You and I'll be scooting down the road again. We've been all over these Texas highways having a lot of fun.
A lot of armadillos. Nowitzki picked up by McGrady. Shot clock is at 8. Nowitzki to Daniels, rejected by Mutombo. Picked up by Daniels. There's 3 seconds on the shot clock. Look at the strong Mutombo losing a shot clock violation. How about the hustle of 37-year-old Dikembe Mutombo?
This is the loudest I've heard this building all season long. It has not been a great home court. They're only 25-16 at home. In fact, they have the worst record of all the Western Conference playoff teams at home. They have lost both games here. They do not want to go down a 3rd time.
It's Mike James out of Duquesne. And McGrady in the shot clock at 13, approaching 9 to play in the 4th.
Guess what? High screen roll.
And there it is. Berry for 3. You were looking, Doug, for another Rocket to step up. What about John Berry with 7 in this 4th quarter for Houston?
I said Tracy McGrady needs help. He can't look to shoot on every possession. This is where experience comes in. John Berry starts to celebrate with the signal and says, not today. We've lost 3 in a row. We got to get this one.
What's this? That's a blade. Blade? What's a blade? Blade's a server. This is a server? That's a server. Where's all the stuff? Stuff? What stuff? The plugs, the cables, you know. In the Blade Center? Blade Center? Where you put the blades? What's a blade? You're messing with me, right?
Highly simplified, affordable IBM eServer Blade Center with Intel Xeon processors.
Damn! Before they made it, they made this.
Think you popped a boner.
In living color, own season 3 Tuesday.
Armor All. Put it on, and it's always there. It's strong protection.
Executive producer Steven Spielberg and DreamWorks Television present a 6-week television event, Into the West, starting June 10th only on TNT.
Now you can get in great shape, build muscle, and you can do it fast. All you have to do is dial it up. Turn up the results with the Bowflex Select Tech free weight system. Now you can dial up the weight you want, anywhere from 5 to 52.5 pounds on one single dumbbell. Want 15 pounds? Just turn the dial to 15 and start lifting. Ready for 40? All it takes is the turn of a dial. Now you can get powerful biceps, a sexy core, even chiseled legs in an easy 30-minute workout. Call now to order your Bowflex Select Tech free weight system for no money down and payments of just $9 a month. Order now and we'll include this free DVD, Secrets of the 4-Step Rep, that teaches you perfect free weight technique. It's time to turn up your results. Call and get your Bowflex Select Tech for just $9 a month.
Puts the ball on Anderson. The finger roll, the tip by Olajuwon. The Rockets lead 0.3 of a second remaining. What a tip by Hakeem Olajuwon.
And that was another spectacular finish presented by Armor All Whites. The Hall of Famer Drexler is here. Alvin Hayes and Moses Malone. What a trio. We are in the fourth quarter with Doug Collins and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. The Mavericks led by 1. Houston has gone on an 8-0 run the last minute and 20 seconds. And look at the scoring distribution for the Rockets.
Well, that's what I talked about. McGrady playing well. The rest of the starters struggling with the bench today. 31. They've outscored the Mavericks bench 31-19. And Jerry Stackhouse has 16 of those 19 points.
Dallas is shooting 44%. Nowitzki is 4 of 15. Rebound by Tracy McGrady. Rockets trail Dallas by a rebound. Perry. John Perry has put in 10 points in this fourth quarter. The Rockets have their second 10-point lead tonight.
And then amazing, Kevin, when that ball goes in the basket, how beautiful the game is.
It's Stackhouse defended by Wesley with 6 to shoot. Stackhouse nails it, and Wesley draws the foul.
A lot of basketball left in this game, Kevin. It's what you and I were talking about during that timeout. Rockets cannot start celebrating here. This Maverick team so explosive. Jerry Stackhouse going down on that low block where he loves to operate. Loves that little spinning baseline jump shot over his right shoulder. A foul by Wesley. Stackhouse's three-point play opportunity, trying to keep his team within 7.
Stackhouse hits his first free throw tonight. Approaching 8 to play. Houston from the floor shooting 49%. They've hit 7 threes. McGrady for 3. And Stackhouse with an athletic rebound and galloping the other way and tagged by Wesley defensively. Nowitzki for 3. Big shot by Dirk Nowitzki.
See, transition. McGrady is trying to get to Nowitzki. Nowitzki's not guarding McGrady. It's hard for McGrady to get over to him because Mutombo is being guarded by Nowitzki. So those cross matches are very tough to deal with on fast break opportunities.
Each team is at 7 threes. McGrady throws it away. It's Michael Finley. Around McGrady by Berry and tapped up and in by Jerry Stackhouse. It's a 2-point game just like that.
Kevin, I said a lot of game left to be played. Cannot celebrate. You got to play through to the finish.
8-0 run by Dallas. Mike James into Nowitzki.
Mike James got another gear today he's playing in.
Each team is led by 10. McGrady's 29 leading all scorers.
Now Jason Terry said a lot of big baskets. This guy as well. I don't like that shot by Dirk. Too quick on that 3.
Well, there's a 5th foul on Josh Howard as he was tangling with Mutombo on the rebound.
All this is being done with Yao Ming on the bench. Mutombo has given them a nice lift. James has been excellent.
Mutombo has grabbed 7 rebounds, Doug.
John Berry and Wesley, they got 3 excellent shooters on the floor with McGrady and a guy Mike James that can penetrate.
We talked about shooting efficiency, fourth quarter efficiency, 5 of 7 Houston in this fourth quarter. Tracy McGrady buries a 3. And it's back to a Houston 7-point lead.
Make that 6 of 8 now, Kevin. 75%. When the Rockets have won, they've shot lights out in the quarter. You saw that graphic to start our fourth quarter here today.
On the brink of elimination, the Rockets battling the Dallas Mavericks. The drive by Nowitzki, and that is a foul. And it goes on John Barry for the first time. There is no Rocket with more than 3 fouls. There is one Maverick with 5, and that is Howard.
You know, Kevin, it's interesting. Both games that the Rockets have lost here at home, it was an 88-81 game, 88-82 the other. It's that margin right there where they've sort of collapsed at the end. Oh.
Great note, Jack. That's a block by Mutombo. And you talk about Mutombo's presence taking the place of Yao. He may not have scored any points. He's got 2. But his 7 rebounds, his presence inside, have been invaluable by Houston.
Well, he's forced Dallas into a jump shooting game. He's not letting that small lineup penetrate and get to the basket.
James fouled by Howard, and he's gone.
Josh Howard's going to get a technical for throwing his mouthpiece, I think. We'll see if he gets it.
He throws his mouthpiece and dejectedly hits to the Dallas sideline.
I don't know if they gave him a technical or just a 6th foul. Watches his mouthpiece. In dejection, he throws towards the bench. You cannot give points away right now on the road as you're trying to come back. There's the bump. You see the mouthpiece goes flying. Mike James is putting all kinds of pressure on the perimeter defense of the Mavericks.
You know, no one enjoys the drama and the excitement of the NBA playoffs more than I do. But sometimes I miss the dead bodies.
See Law & Order tomorrow night, starting at 7 on TNT.
I really love that show.
When it comes to food, you need a light beer that measures up. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Taste for yourself. Miller. Good call.
I sense a plot to destroy the Jedi.
Destroy the Sith. We must.
Come on, you can do it. Just 30 seconds of Listerine. Think of all the germs you're killing. Listerine even kills the germs that can cause plaque and gingivitis. See? You can handle it. Germs can't. Listerine. Worth the time, every time.
Honey, I got that dessert you like, and look what else I got. Honey? Kids, relax. It's natural citrus Listerine. It's less intense.
Introducing less intense natural citrus Listerine. You can handle it. Germs can't.
Man, Sprite.
That's mine. Hey, dog. Follow that Sprite.
How's the burger? Yeah, good.
Oh, wait. Where you going? You cheated. Show him on my toes.
How do we get more taste than Bud Light and half the carbs? By spending 150 years perfecting our craft. Now that calls for a cold one. Great taste, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller, good call.
2005 NBA playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by IBM. Making on-demand business a reality for companies around the world. By Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. By Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you. And by Sprite and Thirst, reminding you to obey your thirst.
The Rockets by 7 with 5:56 to go in the fourth. I'm going to talk to him about cross-matching, what I mean by this. This is Dirk Nowitzki, and he's guarding Mutombo. So when the shot goes up, McGrady wants to guard Nowitzki. And if you stop it right here, you're going to see as this guy leaks out, McGrady has to get back with him. That means Mutombo now has to play Nowitzki. Mutombo wants to get back into the paint and block shots. So as the ball is pushed up the floor, his tendency is to go into the lane, and it leaves Nowitzki open. That's what I was talking about, cross-matching. When McGrady is playing Nowitzki, Nowitzki's not playing McGrady. The advantage then when Dallas has in the open floor.
9 lead changes in 9 ties. Under 6 to play in regulation. McBrady's got a game-high 32 over Stackhouse. Jason Terry is in with Finley, Nowitzki, Dampier, and Stackhouse. That is the Dallas 5. Mutombo remains in for Yao. Barry, James, McBrady, and Wesley, the Houston 5. Stackhouse over Wesley. Picked up Terry for 3. Rebound by Wesley. Houston is on a 7-0 run.
I think the substitution with Dampier back in the game helps Houston. Now Mutombo can guard Dampier, and you've got Nowitzki now playing David Wesley. Look for him looking for open shots.
John Barry. Nowitzki picks it up. He's got a double-double, and Terry streaking the other way. Finley, Dampier, and Terry launching from 3. Rebound offensively by Stackhouse against Mutombo. Dampier tapping it up. Mutombo drops it inside.
Kempe tell him, slow it up. I'm getting a little tired here. Let me get down on the floor. What a nice job that he's done in this 4th quarter.
They tie it up with a jump ball. You're watching Game 6 on TNT. Dallas leads this best-of-7 series 3 games to 2. Mavericks trying to become the 3rd team ever to win a playoff series after losing the first 2 games at home. On the brink of elimination, the Houston Rockets. Doug, Houston has lost 4th quarter leads in 2 straight home games. Will they lose this lead tonight?
Well, that's the $64,000 question. The big thing is going to be, can they keep making shots? Because that's why they have won in the 4th quarter. It has not been their defense. It has been their offense keeping them afloat. And interestingly enough, Rockets are one of the best defensive teams in the league, but the Mavericks just have so many ways they can attack it.
And they get the tip, and Barry inside. Picked up by Stackhouse, a Dampier foul, and down hard goes John Barry. Dampier picks up his 5th foul. They've already lost Josh Howard with 6. And Barry slowly gets up. At 35 years of age, he has seen a lot of games. He's taken a lot of punishment. But tonight, when they have needed another score, Barry has stepped up with 12 points off the bench.
You know, I see John Barry going to the basket. Last night, we were in San Antonio. We saw Brent Barry. You must think of Rick Barry sitting at home watching his 2 sons playing playoff basketball. What joy that must bring to him. Rick, a Hall of Famer, a great champion in his own right.
This guy is money too at the free throw line.
There's nothing like watching your children compete. It's agony and it's joy all at the same time, because all you want to do is just make sure great things happen for them.
On the free throw line, the Rockets 15 of 20. Dallas 11 of 14. An 11-point lead by Houston is their biggest lead tonight. Trying to force a Game 7. Jason Terry slashing inside, rejected by Dikembe Mutombo. Wesley, McBrady for 3.
Look at that little fella. He's got enough poison in him to kill an elephant. That's right. An elephant.
Come back. You still have a few more minutes.
With my McGriddles and delicious coffee waiting for me, I can dream on.
When you think it's over, remember this. It hasn't even begun.
Every day, thousands of people are leaving their traditional jobs to work whenever and wherever they want.
9 years ago, I started a home business.
Over $2 million later, I think I made the right decision.
Last year, I earned well over $150,000. And this year looks even better.
Yesterday, we earned over $8,000.
And these are just a few of the 7 million people who found their home business with the help of this free service. If you're thinking of starting a home business of your own, this website is the one you really need to visit.
I only work 3 days a week, and I'm up to $4,000 a month.
The extra income really helps.
I've averaged over $250,000 a year for over 9 years.
Our home-based business gives us the lifestyle we enjoy.
Over 7 million people can't be wrong. You owe it to yourself to check out this website. Log on now. Get started today.
Log on to 36biz.com and get started today. It's free, so log on to 36biz.com now. That's 36biz.com.
Could y'all step away from what you're doing?
No need to be a bitch about it.
If I like being called a bitch to my face, I'd still be married. Hi, Mama. Why does everyone think I'm so horrible? I warned you about lying. Thank you.
Big fourth quarters by Tracy McGrady with 11. John Barry with 12. And look at the fourth quarter series work of the Rockets in wins and in tonight's game.
Well, we talked about, Kevin. I mean, it's been their offense in fourth quarters when they've won tonight, 73%. How about Dikembe Mutombo? 8 rebounds, a couple block shots. That finger, when it starts wagging, you know he's happy. Tracy McGrady follows by burying a 3. 9 of 16 for the Rockets from the three-point line tonight. Mavs 4 of 17 shooting in the fourth quarter. Remember, in game 1, they were 4 of 21 in the fourth quarter shooting.
Dallas cut the lead to 2, 82-80. Rockets have responded with a 12-0 run. And we hit the 4-minute mark of this fourth quarter. Stackhouse to Dirk Nowitzki, who is 5 of 19. Look at Mutombo again with his defense inside.
Well, Dirk Nowitzki felt that Mutombo knocked that ball out of the cylinder, that it should have been goaltending. Kevin, a couple other things in the Rockets defense, only 22 points in the paint for the Mavericks, but they've shot only 14 free throws. They've kept them off the line. They've been shooting 33 a game. That's a foul on Dampier as he chops down James. Or they put it on. It is on Dampier, who becomes the second Dallas Maverick along with Josh Howard to foul out. Let's go to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, you saw the finger wave with Dikembe Mutombo. He was asked in practice yesterday if he would bring the finger wave out. He said, I'll bring it out when we play Phoenix. And if you think that confidence is limited to Mutombo, I talked to a Rockets player who said, guess what? We're going to beat Dallas, and we'll beat Phoenix, too. And that was after game 1, guys.
That's a lot of confidence. With the foul out to Dampier, staying small, Dallas, Darrell Armstrong comes in.
Well, they've got to try to push the tempo now, start trapping, getting some steals, open up the game, penetrate kicks, start looking for some threes.
It's Nowitzki and Terry and Finley and Armstrong. Oh, John Barry deflects it out of bounds. The shot clock at 11. The Dallas Mavericks have it. For the game, they're shooting 40%, but Doug, they have missed 8 consecutive shots. And nothing for Avery Johnson's offense in 4 minutes from the field.
Well, you can see what's happened, too. As the Rockets have made shots, it's picked up their level of defensive intensity. When that ball goes in the basket, it gives you such confidence. There's those threes spreading the floor.
Nowitzki missing. And taken inside by Armstrong. Nowitzki trying to the side. That's a foul, a double foul. Nowitzki and Wesley. That is a double foul. First of the series as the hard-charging Nowitzki, who is 5 of 21. Showing a little bit of frustration, or maybe it's going to go on Stackhouse.
Jerry Stackhouse and David Wesley fighting down on that low post. The stakes are high now, Kevin, with 3:09 to go. 16-point lead from the Rockets. It looks like we're heading back to Dallas and American Airlines Center, where you know those fans will be waiting, as these Rockets fans were here today, to cheer their team.
Wesley picks up his 4th. Stack is assessed his 1st. A frustrated Avery Johnson and Ed F. Rush with the discussion on the sideline.
The confidence Confidence is such a fleeting thing in this business. It'll be a jump ball. The Mavericks had all the confidence in the world coming into today. 3 straight wins. Rockets were reeling, 3 straight losses, 2 at home. To get this win today, now you throw it up for Game 7, and it's anybody's game.
Game 7, where Houston has won 2 games in this series in Dallas. Armstrong and Terry, they rotate to Finley. This is a 3-point try. And it ricochets out of bounds. Doug, you were always so big on pre-game thoughts. Who will be the closer? You said Tracy McGrady has got to close this game out. He has got to be the Rocket closer. I think he has answered the bell. He has answered the question.
He has, and you know what happened? John Barry's play energized him. When he saw John Barry making those shots, you heard David Aldridge talk about fatigue, and yes, he could be tired in the 4th quarter, but he played through it. When you get a shot of adrenaline off your bench from a guy like John Barry and Mike James, Mutombo rebounding and blocking shots, it lifts you. And that's exactly what has happened in this 4th quarter. His teammates have lifted him, and it looks like he's going to take them down the road to Dallas.
Today, you're a super painter with the amazing Wagner Wide Shot Power Painter. Fast and neat. It lets you paint up to 12 inches wide in one pass. The Power Painter. One of the ways Wagner gives you more power, because there's always something that needs painting. Wagner. Paint fast. Paint smart.
Foot odor. There's a better way to fight it. Only Odor Eaters has Zorbatex technology to absorb 110% of its weight in sweat and destroy odor on contact. The strongest Odor Eaters foot powder ever.
Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lotrimin AF. Use this, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. That's 4 times faster. Lamisil AT, advanced treatment.
Armor All. Put it on, and it's always there. It's strong protection.
Tonight's closer of the game, who else? Tracy McGrady. Another 30-plus point performance, 37 to be exact. Hitting 14 shots, numerous threes. He's had 11 in this all-important 4th quarter. And don't miss TNT's new original series, The Closer. That's Mondays at 9, 8 Central. Starting June 13th on TNT with Doug Collins and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan, the Rockin' Toyota Center in downtown Houston, Texas. A 16-point Rocket lead. Dallas, Doug, has missed their last 11 shots from the floor.
Well, Dirk Nowitzki, 5 of 22 today, 9 of 22 in Game 5. And going into the series, he was shooting 38%. So the Rockets have done a nice job on him defensively. He did have his best game of the series in Game 5 when he had 13 rebounds and 4 steals. But he's 14 for 44 in the last 2 games, 1 of 8 in this quarter.
5 of 22 for the game, and Dallas that's ready on the defensive end to take on a Rocket team which is shooting 51% for the game from the field.
Devin Harris back in the game. He had a shaky 3 minutes. He turned the ball over twice his first stint, and then Avery Johnson went with Daryl Armstrong to play against Mike James.
2 Rockets in the backcourt. James to Barry, and Tracy McGrady over Stackhouse, and a rebound by Finley. Rebounding in the game, Dallas +3. Finley for 3. Rebound Mutombo, and falls out of bounds with the ball as he inhales his 9th rebound off the bench tonight.
I think they're going to give him a rebound and call traveling. They're going to give the ball. Dikembe sort of faked a little bit and he fell out of bounds. Did not get the call. So he will get the rebound and a turnover.
Dallas is shooting 38%.
Look who Dikembe's guarding. Dikembe's guarding Daryl Armstrong.
Stackhouse for 3.
The threes have gone dry now for Dallas.
And they've hit 7 of them, but 9 big-time threes by the Rockets. Look at James inside. Into Dirk Nowitzki, who draws the Dallas foul. Doug, the Rocket bench has been huge. We know about McGrady. We know about Yao on an every game basis, although tonight Yao has been quiet. It's been the bench, which has been absolutely spectacular in this Rocket win.
Well, look at the 2 wins. You saw it was James and Barry and what they brought off the bench. Mutombo, not so much his points, but his rebounding and his blocks tonight. 31 points from those 2 men. And again, with Bobby Sura struggling, not being himself, with Yao Ming being on the bench the whole period, actually, I did not think there was any way that if Yao Ming had 8 today and Dampier had 8 and they able to just sort of wash each other out, I didn't think the Rockets would win this game today. I was wrong with that, but I did not expect John Barry and Mike James to have the kind of games they've had in support of Tracy McGrady with a brilliant 37.
Well, let's just talk about James for a second. In game 5, Doug, he had 16 points. Tonight, you mentioned, he's got 17. Here is a guy who began his pro career in Austria, played in France, played in the CBA. He was part of that Detroit Piston championship team. He's got the ring, as does, you know, so many players on so many teams sprinkled in these playoffs. But when you see it and you play alongside a guy that has been to the very top of the NBA ladder, that means something. And then he performs like this, 2 straight games. It's phenomenal.
And he's been terrific. And you know, Kevin, I gotta send a shout out here to Patrick Ewing. Patrick's not at the game today. I'm sure he's trying to watch his teammates, but Patrick lost his sister to a battle to cancer, and he's back at her funeral. I love Patrick and his family. He's a dear friend, and I know Jeff and the staff want to win this game today for him and send their love back to him and his family in this time of grief.
James has a playoff career high 19. Inside Armstrong, crashing hard. James with the rebound. Can you only imagine what game 7 will be like, as you mentioned before, in Dallas on Saturday night? It will be rocking. Mavericks have gone 4 of 24 in this 4th quarter. And the 4th quarter has decided every game of this series. McGrady short, Mutombo inside, picked up by Dirk Nowitzki, his 13th rebound with his 19 points in a Dallas timeout.
20-second timeout, Dallas.
So we've got a couple of game 7s coming up on TNT on Saturday night. We'll take you first to the Indiana-Boston game. That'll be in Boston, a game 7 between the Celtics and the Pacers. Then we'll take you deep in the heart of Texas in Dallas on game 7, the Mavericks and the Houston Rockets.
Kevin, was involved in 2 game 7s when I was with the 76ers and the Boston Celtics, both in Boston Garden. We lost a 3-1 lead, went to play game 7 in Boston Garden. They won. Bird banked a shot in to win by 1. They went on to win the championship. Next year, lost a 3-1 lead again. Went in. We went into Old Boston Garden, and the fans had white sheets on their heads, and they were walking around the ghosts of Celtics past. They had Cousy, Heinz, and they were hovering over the bench, and Andrew Toney put on a spectacular show to win game 7 on the road. It's an amazing environment when you play in those kind of situations.
Well, like I said, the first 2 games of this series were in Dallas and Houston. The road team won them both. But interestingly enough, we began this series with the road team winning the first 4 games. Now we've had 2 consecutive games where the home team has won.
Let's go defense.
Armstrong against Barry. Sean Bradley comes in for the first time in this game. Devin Harris. Marquise Daniels for 3. Another miss by Dallas.
See, if you're Houston, you don't want to let them start making these shots. You want them to think about all these misses going into game 7. Don't give them anything good to feel about the way they finished this game.
Ryan Bowen is in. Pageant is in for the Houston Rockets.
Ryan Bowen had a nice 11 minutes in the first half. 7 points and a nice job.
Armstrong to steal. And the 3. Daniels for 3.
Well, they have gone ice cold from that 3-point line after getting off to a decent start.
7 of 26 for the game, John.
Wow, 7 of 26.
I don't know how this series could get much better.
Well, you know, the trend was lost today. First time a team did not win the first quarter that they went on to win the game.
Count it for James.
Here's Mike James. He has been a man possessed today.
18-0 run by the Houston Rockets.
Remember now,
it's so interesting. You mentioned before that we've had some interesting scores. 88-80, 88-82, where big runs were made by Dallas and wins captured here by the Mavericks. Tonight it was 82-80 Houston. They go on this gigantic run. The score reflects that, and they're going to go to a game 7. 17 straight misses. There's a foul. Barry on Devin Harris.
We're going to break that 19-0 run. Remember, a 20-0 run in Game 3, which actually turned the series back in the favor of the Mavericks. That was the best run ever in playoff basketball since the Spurs did it to the Mavericks. They had a 23-0 run a few years ago. So that 20-0 run was a spectacular finish that the Mavericks used to vault them to 3 consecutive victories.
That breaks a 19-0 Houston run. The first game was decided by 12 points. The last 4 games decided by a total of 13. A total of 13 points. But tonight, it will be the most one-sided win by either team in this exhilarating series.
Well, the one thing that Mavericks know is you don't accumulate the points. Can't take them with you. So the margin of victory means nothing right now when you start Game 7.
12-second difference, game clock and shot clock, winding this one down. And a shot by Pageant, a rebound by Harris. And to think that Yao Ming was not even a factor in this game.
Did not even play a second in the 4th quarter. And I didn't think they could win without him having a good game today.
Sean Bradley. Henderson, that's it. We'll see you in Dallas for Game 7 on Saturday night.
But mentally, you thought you could get through it. How'd you do?
Well, we won, so that's all that really that matters. But I had a little help tonight. I had some guys that stepped up big for me, and we played with a sense of urgency tonight. And you know, it was either win or go home, and we definitely don't want to go home right now. So we came out and we played big.
Yao Ming did not have the best game tonight. You consoled him a little bit at the end of that 3rd quarter. What were you trying to tell him?
Well, I was trying to tell him to keep his head up, keep his head in the game. You know, there's a couple passes that I threw to him that he fumbled a little bit, and then he was struggling at the free throw line. I think mentally he was kind of struggling a little bit, but I told him to keep his head up, and we was going to make it happen for him.
Tracy, you've obviously wanted to get out of the 1st round for a long time. You get your shot on Saturday in a Game 7. What's going to go through your mind as you take the floor?
Well, just knowing that I've been in this situation before, and I'm just going to let everything out on the line, man. Leave everything out on that basketball court, and I'm going to bring my teammates with me and hope for the best. That's all I can do, man.
Is the key your bench versus their bench and whoever does better?
Well, that'll help. You know, if we can get some guys come in off the bench and we kind of set those guys, like Jerry Stackhouse coming in the game, he's playing huge for them. So if we could kind of shut him down, we'll give ourselves a chance to win.
Tracy, thanks very much. Congratulations. Game 7 on Saturday, Kevin.
18-point Rocket win. They finish the game on a 19-3 run. Our producer, Scott Cockrell. Our director, Lonnie Dale. For Doug Collins and David Aldrich and our entire crew here in Houston, Texas, Kevin Harlan saying good night. Now let's send it to Ernie, Kenny, and Charles for Inside the NBA. For all the post-game reaction to a busy night on TNT.